Before I introduce our lovely speaker, I would like to call upon his lovely evaluator to read out his objectives. Toastmaster Nezla.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, and good evening, one and all. My speaker in particular, his objectives are, he's doing project number 4, how to say it. His objectives are, select the right words and sentence structure to communicate your ideas clearly, accurately, and vividly. Use rhetorical devices to enhance and emphasize ideas. Eliminate jargon and unnecessary words. Use correct grammar. Your timing is 5 to 7 minutes, and I wish my speaker best of luck. Thank you.
The speaker that I'm about to introduce is one of our youngest and newest members, but he is not the worst. He's actually one of the very most promising members that we have had today, because within months of his actual joining, he has joined competitions and has managed to place 3rd, a feat that many people have trouble finding that in 100 different clubs, but only he could have done that, because he is a humorous person at heart, somewhat crazy, and apparently can do animal sounds at any given moment whenever you ask him. He is a young man known as Toastmaster Mohammed Dorado.
It's something. Not sure if you're giving a speech or talking about memes. Ladies and gentlemen, Master of Ceremonies, distinguished guests, good evening to you all.
Good evening. Good evening.
Today, I'll be talking about memes and what they are. I'm pretty sure we've been through most of them in our daily lives, and as a person myself, I do it to my friends almost every day. He knows what I'm talking about. Of course, memes aren't just a simple face expression or everyday sort of thing. They express how we feel, and they express what we really want to feel, and basically they know what we're talking about. However, it started in the early 70s by a man named Richard Dawkins, and he published a book called The Selfish Gene. This book talks about how a gene reproduces and how they sort of bring up the whole idea of how they all start and how biologically they turn themselves into memes. I don't know how to explain that, but it's true, and that's a book. That's all. Again, this guy, as he was starting memes, he published some different sites such as Lolcats, 9gag, Reddit, and all that stuff. And the first meme he published was the melon cat, where, pretty sure you know it, the cat with the melon on his head. Other than that, he has published most of the other faces, which I will explain later what they mean and what they are. Again, these are how the meme started. Now let me tell you a little something about the book. This book is currently, I believe it's still published somewhere around the world. And I don't know if we can still buy it, I don't know if it's online or something, but I'm willing to try to read the book. Hoping that someday I'll get an idea of how the memes even started and what they are. What else can I say about the book? The book is rather interesting to read, for I have read a bit of it online, and it has said a lot, because in the 70s, this Richard Dawkins person has said a lot about it. And he has given us the idea of how, again, genes and memes are somehow the same. And selfishly, genes reproduce to make these so-called memes, and then they provide us with the rage faces that are so-called memes. Now let me tell you a little something about the rage faces. The first fish is the trollfish. The trollfish looks a little something like this. See, the description of the fish looks a little something like this, as you can see. Head slanted, eyes sort of closed, and big smile. Basically, an example of this fish is a friend of mine who was with me in university. He was coming home in his car, and he goes up to, and his dad walks up to him and he's like, "Son, I sold your car." And he does that face. And then unfortunately, my friend gets upset and he gets sad, and he gives us, eventually I'll get to that. The next fish is the four-eyed dogfish. This fish is possibly the most depressed one. That it's just sad to explain. The guy looks like this. Round head, small eyes, and small smile, and a tear. This guy can easily be expressed as being alone, living without a girlfriend, boyfriend, if he's gay, or if he even gets married and ends up sleeping in his house with 32 cats. Alone. The next is, though I don't have an example of because I can't think of any. So the next fish that I'm going to go with is the poker fish. This guy, just as you can see, he just has a straight face. No expression whatsoever. That's why he's called the poker fish. An example of poker fish could be back in the first semester during the exams. Me and my friend, I was so hyped and I had a huge rush of adrenaline that I went to university, so excited, so hyped, that I told my friend, "When is the exam?" And in the background, or not really the background, but there was a cafeteria next to us, and the Indian, or simple man, had a poker face, that he didn't know what was going on. So that's how the example came. And the next fish is the okay guy. This dude. This dude is the second depressed fish. An example of this fish is a man was taking a picture with the main singer of System of a Down. In the background, you see a guy looking like that. So it's just like, okay. Example, or more or less description of the fish is, as you can see, a sad fish and just says okay to everything. But my favorite one of all time is the last but not least, the Yao Ming fish. This dude. This guy is a Chinese basketball player. And as you can see from his face, he is actually laughing. And he didn't actually mean to do this face, he did. And this is where he says the words, "Oh please," and just does that.